Hello children, welcome to AIMS India's online classes. This is biology session. Plants, parts and functions. Morphology of flowering plants. Okay. What is plant morphology? Once again, let's recall the definition. Plant morphology is the branch of botany that deals with the study of external features, forms and relative positions of different plant organs like roots, stem, leaf, flower, fruit, seed, etc. Okay. A flowering plant has a long cylindrical unbranched or branched axis that bears a number of lateral appendages. The plant axis is differentiated into underground root system and an above ground shoot system. Okay, underground root system and above ground shoot system. So we have discussed already about the root system and the modifications of root system. Stem modifications we are discussing now. The aerial part of the plant that develops from plumule of the embryo and bears leaves, flowers, fruits, etc. is called a stem. What is the modification of the stem are of three types: underground, aerial and subaerial modifications. We have completed the underground modifications. Underground stem modifications, what we have discussed in the last class? Stem tuber, the swollen end of the underground branch of the main stem which possesses eyes, nodes. Example, Solanum tuberosum. Next, sucker, formed from the nodes of the underground stem and comes up obliquely in the form of leafy shoot. So we have not discussed about the sucker. Sucker you are going to study in the higher classes. Example for the sucker, chrysanthemum. Okay, so in sucker what happened means actually the stem grows above the ground. So some portion of the stem goes slantingly into the ground and produce the adventitious roots. So this is called a sucker. Example, chrysanthemum. Okay. Rhizome. What is a rhizome? A perennial fleshy underground stem having nodes and internodes. Example, ginger. Okay, ginger, turmeric, they are examples of a rhizome. Next, corm. What is a corm? Colocasia. A spherical underground stem growing vertically inside soil and possess adventitious roots at base and axillary buds in axils of scale leaves. Example, colocasia. And we also discussed a bulb. Bulb is highly reduced disc-like stem with numerous fleshy scale leaves covering a central terminal bud. Adventitious roots arise from the base of the bud. So example, onion, garlic, lily. Okay. Now today we are going to discuss about some more modifications of the stem. Are you ready, children? Let us proceed. Modification for protection. Okay. Thorns are woody, straight and pointed structures developing from the axillary bud. Example, citrus and bougainvillea. Citrus and bougainvillea. So these are the examples of thorns. Thorns are the modification of the stem. As modification for protection completed, these thorns help in modification for protection. For photosynthesis, in some plants the stem is modified. Phylloclade. Phylloclades are flattened, green, fleshy stems of plants growing in arid regions. Okay, some deserted conditions. Example, Opuntia euphorbia. Opuntia euphorbia. And even cylindrical also it may be. Example, Casuarina. Okay. Flattened example, Opuntia. Cylindrical example, Casuarina. The stem is flattened, green, fleshy structure which helps in performing photosynthetic function of leaves. Is called a phylloclades. Next, cladode. Cladode is the green stems of limited growth, usually one internode long, that take the function of leaves. It is also stem modification. True leaves are reduced into spines. Example, asparagus and ruscus. Asparagus one internode long. Okay. So cladodes are green stems of limited growth, generally one or two internodes long, and perform the function of a photosynthesis. So you can see Opuntia, flat, stem modified. Leaves are modified into spines and the stem becomes flat. Nodes and internodes are present. So in ruscus, so ruscus is an example of cladode. Asparagus is also example of cladode, but Opuntia is an example of phylloclade. Phylloclade, cladode is the modified stems for performing photosynthesis. Next, subaerial stem modifications. Okay. So what are the aerial stem modifications we have discussed? Stem tendrils, phylloclades, cladodes, thorns. Thorns are the stiff, hard, pointed structures that perform defense function, defensive in function. Example, citrus. Okay. Subaerial stem modifications. Modification for vegetative propagation. These are the modifications for vegetative propagation. Okay, subaerial means in between, aerial and underground, subaerial in between. Runners. Runners are the narrow green horizontal branches developing at the base of erect shoots. They spread in all directions and bear a crown of leaves above and a tuft of roots below. A crown of leaves above and a tuft of roots below. Example, grass, strawberry, oxalis. Okay, you can these runners are green, above ground horizontal branches, which develop at the bases of the erect shoots, which are called crowns. Okay. Example, oxalis, grass, strawberry. Next, stolon. Okay, what are the examples of runners? Grass, strawberry, oxalis. Then stolon. Stolon is a slender lateral branch arising from the base of the stem, and after growing aerially for some distance, arches downwards to touch the ground. Okay, you can see in the jasmine and mint, stolons are present. Stolons are elongated, horizontal arched runners. They are horizontal arched runners. Lower portion of the nodes gives rise to roots. Adventitious roots are developed. Okay. Example for stolon, even strawberry also, Fragaria, come under this category. Next, offset. Offset is a lateral branch which with short internodes. They bear a rosette of leaves. Rosette means bunch of leaves, like the petals of the flower. Okay, they bear a rosette of leaves above and a tuft of roots below at each node at the water level, just like a stolon. Okay, just like the runners which are seen on the ground, offsets in the water. Okay, so they bear rosette of leaves above and a tuft of roots below at each node at the water level. Okay, floating plants like Pistia and Echonia. Pistia and Echonia. So actually in offset, one internode long, short and thickened spherical horizontal branches we observe that develop a tuft means bunch or rosette of leaves at nodes. Okay, so you can see runners, grass, and the stolon and sucker. Stolon example, mint is given here, mint. Okay, pudina. So stolon like this possess the terminal bud, leaflets, scale leaves, and here offset pistia. This is the pistia example. So this is the offset. So when the conditions are favorable, it breaks. Okay, so actually all the subaerial modifications are a good example for vegetative propagation in the plants. Vegetative propagations means the modifications takes place in the stem to perform reproduction. Okay, so subaerial stem modifications example, runners, stolon, offset. For runners example, grass, strawberry, oxalis. Stolon example, mint, jasmine and fragaria. Offset example, Pistia, Echoni. Next subaerial stem modification, suckers. Okay, sucker actually underground modification also we can consider. So here the suckers are the lateral branches developed from the underground part of the main stem. They grow horizontally beneath the soil and then come out obliquely upward, giving rise to leafy shoots. Example, banana, pineapple, chrysanthemum. Okay, in bananas 4 suckers they are called: banana, pineapple and chrysanthemum are a very good example for the suckers. The modifications to perform additional functions, modifications of the stem to perform additional functions. The first modification for food storage. Okay, the underground stems of potato, ginger, turmeric, jamicand, colocasia, these are modified for food storage. Such modifications are the tools of perennation to tide over unfavorable conditions. When the conditions are not favorable, the excess of food is stored in the stems, okay, for later use. The modifications for climbing, the stem modification for climbing. In some plants, stem tendrils develop from axillary buds, and these are slender and spirally coiled structures. A tendril helps the plant to climb to a support. Example, cucumber, pumpkin, grapevine. Okay, so you can see here example of sucker, chrysanthemum. Okay, so usually the stem grows erect, but some portion of the stem bend and touch the ground, produce the roots, adventitious roots. Later it becomes erect. So this part is called the sucker. When you cut this portion and place in the soil, it grows into individual plant. Next, the modification for defense. In some plants, the auxiliary buds are modified into woody, straight and pointed thorns. Such thorns protect the plants from browsing animals. We already discussed about the thorns. Example, citrus means lemon group of plants. It may be orange, lemon, okay, and bougainvillea, even pomegranate also you can see these thorns, okay. Spines are sharp but thorns are somewhat bended, okay. So even jujubas also, okay, berries. Next, modification for photosynthesis. So this also we have discussed, that is phylloclade and cladode, these two. In some plants of arid region, the stems are modified into flattened or fleshy cylindrical structures. The flattened structures can be seen in the opuntia, that is phylloclade, and the cylindrical structures can be seen in the euphorbia, that is also phylloclade. So such structures contain the chlorophyll and perform photosynthesis, okay. Thorns you can see there. Phylloclade example, opuntia, flat stem. Next part is the flower. The most attractive part of the plant is flower. Flower is also called the reproductive shoot. Flower is the reproductive structure of the plant. The different parts of a flower include sepals, petals, stamens and pistil, the parts of flower. The flower helps the plant to give rise to new plants by the process of sexual reproduction. So previously the modifications, subaerial stem modifications, we have seen some vegetative propagations, suckers, runners, stolon, offset, okay. But here the flower is the most important part designed for the sexual reproduction. Most of the plants prefer this sexual reproduction with the help of flowers. Parts of flower. The green leaf-like structure surrounding the bud are called sepals. The colored parts of the flower are called petals. These help in attracting the insects for pollination. The male reproductive part of the flower is called a stamen and it carries the pollen grains. The female reproductive part of the flower is called a pistil. It carries ovules. Okay, once again. So this is the stalk of the flower. It is called as pedicel. Okay, stalk of the leaf is called petiole. Stalk of the flower is called pedicel. Okay, on the pedicel a disc-like structure is present, that is called receptacle or thalamus. On the thalamus, these parts of the flower are placed in the form of whorls or rings. There are four main whorls are present. They are calyx or sepals, corolla or petals, these are the outer whorls, and andrecium. Andrecium means it is the male reproductive part, and gynoecium or ovary, it is the female reproductive part. Okay. So this gynoecium divided into three parts: ovary, stigma, the sticky portion, and style. And the petals are the colorful parts of the flower. They attract the insects for pollination, and all the petals together called as corolla. All the sepals are green colored, they are the outermost whorl. Okay, they are together called as calyx. Calyx. Corolla is the second whorl, petals, and the third whorl is the andrecium. So this andrecium includes the male reproductive part, that is anther and filament. This anther and filament together called as stamens. They are called stamen. Okay, all the stamens together called as andrecium. So in this particular flower there are 5 stamens are there. These 5 stamens together called as andrecium. Okay, and this female reproductive part is the ovary. This is the fourth whorl, which is the innermost whorl. Okay, the fourth one, and it is also called pistil or gynoecium. Pistil or gynoecium, or sometimes it is also called carpels. Okay, so this particular female reproductive part consisting of 3 parts: stigma, style, and ovary. Stigma, style, this is the middle portion, innermost whorl, gynoecium. Okay, let us proceed. So types of flowers, depending upon actually where these flowers are present, means inflorescence. Inflorescence is the arrangement of flowers on the floral axis, that is called peduncle or thalamus. Thalamus means individually each flower has the base called thalamus, but the peduncle is the structure to which a bunch of flowers are arranged. Okay, so this inflorescence is the arrangement of flowers on the peduncle is called as a inflorescence. Just like the phyllotaxy, arrangement of the leaves on the stem is called phyllotaxy. Okay, so this inflorescence also helps to display the flowers. Okay, in the higher classes you are going to study, it is of 2 types, racemose and cymose. Like that, the flowers are arranged basipetal succession, centripetal succession. Okay, all those things you will study in the higher class. So we are discussing about the flower. Flower is a modified condensed shoot of limited growth which bears the floral leaves called sepals, petals, stamens, and carpels, and carries on sexual reproduction and gives rise to seeds and fruits. Okay, pedicel is the stalk of the flower. The tip of the pedicel is called thalamus. It is also called receptacle or torus, and which is formed by the condensation of internodes of the floral axis. Okay, now the types of flowers. The flowers are different types. A flower which comprises of all the 4 parts is called as a complete flower. What are those 4 parts? Sepals, petals, stamens, and ovary. Okay, so all the 4 parts are 4 whorls: calyx, corolla, andrecium, gynoecium. A flower which contain all these 4 parts, it is called as a complete flower. A flower lacking 1 or more parts out of these 4, it is called a incomplete flower. A flower with which possesses any one of the reproductive part, the essential parts of the flower are andrecium and gynoecium. Andrecium is the male reproductive part, gynoecium is the female reproductive part. If any one of it is present and one is absent, then such flowers are called unisexual flowers. Okay, if only andrecium is present, it is called male flower. If only gynoecium is present, then it is called a female flower. A flower which possesses both male and female reproductive parts, then it is called as a bisexual flower. A bisexual flower is a complete flower. Okay, and a flower which possesses a pedicel means stalk, then it is called pedicellate flower. If the flower lacks that pedicel, then it is called sessile flower. Okay, so here the complete flower, the parts of flower. So this is the pedicel, stalk of the flower. Okay, this is the bract, involucre of bracts are present for some flowers. Okay, so it possesses petals, sepals. Okay, the pistil or female reproductive part consisting of stigma, style and ovary. Then stamen consisting of filament and anther. It is a complete flower which possesses all the four whorls. Okay. Okay, children, and even the flowers are divided into actinomorphic, zygomorphic, symmetric, asymmetric, hypogynous, perigynous, epigynous. So, like that, the morphology is a beautiful subject which deals with the description of external characters of the plants. Okay, plant morphology we are discussing simultaneously along with the topic which is present in the textbook. We are going into the foundation part also. Okay, children, so read the book to clarify the doubts with your regular teacher. Thank you for watching our video. Please subscribe our channel and press the bell icon for receiving latest updates.